Thank you, everybody. If I have everybody stand up, and Dana's going to lead us in the pledge to start out our meeting. So Dana, when you're ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. We've had a little bit of time to greet each other and catch up. So I want to go to the tables and introduce our guests. So I'll start, Amy, with you guys. And I see at your table, I'll start with our presenter. If I could have everybody be a little more quiet, thanks. Our presenter is Nina Vetter, and she's the city manager, so if you can welcome Nina. And also, we got another guest. Noel, I'll take care of it. I don't know.
I brought Mike Kavanaugh, who's from the City of Newport, Parks and Rec Department.
Yeah, Michelle, back table. Mom.
My mom Pam is here with us again today.
And don't see any at Maurice's table. None at the table in front of me, and now we got the school too.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marshall, friend of Nina Vetter. My guest today is Jen Dolphin. She is our newest employee at the college, and she is the executive assistant.
And I have our Rotary Students of the Month. So I have Sequoia Newberg and Zane Carver, and I think Marine's out on vacation.
So welcome, everybody, and thanks for coming. It's great to have so many guests and a full house again. Enjoying our regular January weather. And I do say regular, I'm not joking about that. We usually get a week of this in the January or sometime late December. I just thought we had already gotten it the week after Christmas. So it's really nice to get it again. It's been really beautiful this week, and hopefully we get a couple more days of this. Special thanks to our greeters, Lynn and Dana, for those who get to stick around for our cleanup afterwards. Tanya, again, for organizing. I know we had to we switched into, I think this is our one time maybe with Chalet as catering, but we were glad that they got to be able to do this. And so thanks for Tanya for being flexible and getting a new one set up on short notice. It's great to see everyone. And again, especially our new students of the month and our guests. So today we're excited to have our own Nina Vetter. She's our new, relatively new city manager. And I won't say she has replaced Spencer. But with that, I'd like to get right into the presentation because I know we're going to have questions and all for this. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Microphone, but seafood and wine green team sign up, and hey, we're providing this green team service at Seafood and Wine again. I sent out an email to everybody kind of giving the stats of what we collected last year. Last year, because of our efforts, 70% of the waste from the event was recycled or composted. So we are doing a good job in getting slots filled, but Saturday is always a popular shift that we need to get filled, and you get a 3-day pass with your volunteer shift. So I'll go ahead and send this around. And we also already have host family signups for our inbound and outbound exchange weekend that we host for our district. So we'll have to house like 32 students for one weekend in March 13th through the 15th. And so if you're interested in that, that's the second sign up under here. So lots of good stuff.
Yeah, and please sign up before all the good spots are taken. Seafood and wine.
Yeah.
And you can do it online too if you need to check the calendar or anything like that. Everybody should have got the links. But if you do it here, I think Amy plugs it in for you. So again, sorry I knew I wanted to do that again, but With that, if you guys could all please join me in welcoming Nina up here for her presentation.
It's so cold, Herbert. I think I need to put on a jacket around it.
Okay, thank you all for having me here today. Thank you, Amy, for the invitation. I appreciate it. We picked the best day to do this. So, yeah, love the weather. I am Nina Vetter, your city manager, and today I'm going to give a little update on all the great things the city of Newport has accomplished in the last 6 months or so, because I really like bragging on our team. We have an amazing team, one of whom is here today, Mike, that makes everything happen. Really, it's the people who make all these great things happen. So,
Oh my gosh, why am I so cold, Herbert?
Excuse me.
and also thank Marshall. And also thank our city council. So if you could go to the next slide. I said I'd make a fun sound, but instead I just told you. I know you can't read this. That's okay. The point was to show you how many darn direct reports I have. Woo, I am tired. That was a joke, sort of. But no, I did want to show you, the city does a lot. I always say we're so much different than the private sector, I think, because the private sector usually focusing on one service, one good, one thing you do. Gosh, the city does so many different things. The fire department functions so much differently than the parks department, which functions differently than a library department, right? So we do a lot of different services across a lot of different functions. But these are all the awesome people who report to me. And I report to all 7 members of our city council. Our council is responsible for governing and for setting our goals for the year. So every year they sit down with our department heads and we talk about what our priorities should be. And we're actually doing that in 2 weeks. That will be fun. So I'm going to get into a little bit of what are the great things that we have done across all of our departments over the last 6 months. But first, what were our priorities? So I'm going to start with an overview of 7 focus areas. And these focus areas were established by our city council when we did our retreat back in January of 2025. So about a year ago today, we all sat together and said, of all the things that we're going to accomplish for the next fiscal year, what should be our priorities? So we'll start with the first 3. The first one is to ensure long-term financial sustainability for the organization so that we can actually invest in our infrastructure that needs to be upgraded. Like many cities across the country, most of our infrastructure was built in the 90s, a little bit sooner, 80s and 90s. And so you can imagine now we need to fix all of it and replace it, right? All at the same time too. Our second priority is to build closer relationships with our community members and our stakeholders. And the third one there is to broaden our technology infrastructure so that we can work more efficiently, and also to improve our online presence and be able to offer community members to do services online so that you don't have to come to City Hall all the time for some services with our finance. Okay, our next 4. One of these is relatively new, I would say, to the city in the last year, and that is enhancing beautification efforts. I hear a lot from our community that, we live in such a beautiful place, and yet our built environment, think buildings, whether they're public or private, maybe sidewalks, doesn't necessarily live up to the beauty of our environment, right? How can we make this place cleaner? How can we do more cleanups? All of that. So our council really wanted to have a focus this year on improving beautification. Additionally, like I mentioned, we're an organization that relies on people. And so we want to make sure that we're prioritizing our people. So we have strengthening recruitment and retention of our city employees, our city council, and our city committees. Our 6th one is in enhancing our emergency preparedness programs. Emergency preparedness is incredibly important in the environment we live in, whether you're looking at wildfire or potential tsunami. It's important that we all know what to do and what information exists to keep us prepared. So we want to make sure we enhance that. And certainly last but not least, our 7th focus area is improving livability, which is really talking about increasing the supply of housing and addressing homelessness. So those are the 7 focus areas that council established for us for this fiscal year that we're currently about halfway through. And so today I'm going to provide an update of what have we already done in the first 6 months of this fiscal year to help us achieve these 7 priorities that we have as an organization. Okay, look at that road. It's got some problems. Okay, so our first category, remember, was financial sustainability and making sure that we can actually invest in our infrastructure. We are almost complete with our first 10-year capital improvement plan, which lays out what are all the projects that the city is going to do over the next 10 years and how are we going to fund it, right? That's going to be really great to have that long-term plan. We also are building a 7-year financial strategy, which outlines how do we make sure that we can continue to provide services. What revenue do we need to do that? And this really lengthy one that I'm not going to read, but I'm very excited about it, is we're implementing a gravel roads paving plan. Now, since I started here, I hear a lot about gravel roads. Anyone else? Okay, yeah, there you go. Yes, it's a challenge. And we hear a lot from the community that the gravel roads are not in good condition, and it's really hard to maintain gravel roads in this kind of environment. I cannot tell you the number of hours our public works staff spends trying to maintain them, and then downpours 20 minutes later, and we're in the same spot we were an hour ago. So we're really trying to figure out how do we go from where we are today to actually having paved roads. Now, it's expensive, as you can imagine, to pave gravel roads. So we're going to do it a chunk at a time. What you can see we have laid out here is a plan to pave some of them in spring of this year. We also have some that are going to be paved this summer. In addition, we are partnering with other improvements or new buildings that are taking place. So when the private sector is already investing, let's jump on board and see if we can pave that gravel road as well. So there's a ton of roads, as you'll see up here, that we're looking at paving within calendar year 2026. That's not all of them. So we're still working on a long-term plan to fund the rest of them over the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, our next category was engaging the community. One thing we have heard from the community and our council is that they would like some kind of regular communication from the city on what's happening. So we will be launching a new e-newsletter that you can sign up for, and it's going to launch in February of this year. We also are working on revamping our volunteer program. Has anyone here ever volunteered with the city? Awesome, thank you. That's great. We rely on a lot of volunteers for our programs, whether it's parks improvements, our 60+ center, our police department. We use volunteers across all of our departments. And we do know there's some challenges with the current process, and it's not well advertised. So our HR department is working on completely revamping it to make it easier to sign up, easier to participate, and also make those volunteer positions advertised more clearly so that you know how you can participate. Also, we worked this last 6 months on hosting more multicultural events at our own facilities. So Mike here partnered with our community engagement team to hold what's called Tacita de Cafe in partnership with an organization called Conexión Phoenix, so that we can have really host more events and have more people in our facilities and feel like they're part of the city and have a great space to go. Okay, really exciting. We launched a new website. Has anyone been on it yet? All right, yeah, you should check it out. It just launched a few weeks ago. So it looks like we're in the 21st century and it's modern and we're very excited. Yay. In partnership with that, we are implementing more streamlined technology. So if you pay a utility bill here in Newport, you may have noticed that we have transitioned to a new software called Express Bill Pay. It makes it easier for you to sign up and to pay, and it's a lot easier on the back end for our finance team. We also with the launch of our new website, just transitioned so that you can renew your business license online. Oh, yay! Yay! And we also, this last week, launched an online reporting system for our police department as well. So if you need to report something that doesn't require immediate attention, think like a theft or something of that magnitude, you now can report that online. So there will be more to come, more available services online, but we definitely think this is a good start of making services more available online. And last but not least, we're excited to launch a budget visualization tool in February. Has anyone ever, other than Spencer, it's fine. Okay, you don't count on this question. Has anyone read the city's budget? Ooh, few of you, wow, look at that. I'm impressed, I gotta say. It's a long document. And it's difficult to read. So we're gonna be launching a software that really provides you a snapshot of where does the city's money come from and where does it go? What the heck are we spending all that taxpayer money on, right? Anyways, I get asked that a lot. And so this will show you exactly where the money is going. You'll be able to type in how much you pay in property tax. And then it will tell you how much you're paying to each department. It's very fancy. So we're excited about that as well, coming soon, hopefully in February. Okay, I'm gonna launch us into the biggest and most difficult probably goal we have, which is beautification. It's not something that's easy to do. But we did recently launch what's called a sustainable destination management plan. And I know that's a lot of words. And what does that mean? Basically, it's a long-term plan for tourism, right? We rely on the tourism industry here, and we know that our tourists take a toll on our infrastructure, right? So the long-term plan is how do we continue to serve as a sustainable tourist destination because we rely on them, we need them, our businesses need them, we know we need them, and build up the infrastructure to better support ourselves as a tourist destination. We recently, I think, just closed a survey for visitors. We had 1,500 visitors fill out a survey. And I am so excited to see what they told us. What can we do better? Why do you come here? What needs to change? What improvements are we going to make? It's really going to help us be a stronger tourism destination. And I will say this is being done in partnership with a lot of other entities like the aquarium, our chamber, et cetera, a lot of people involved, because ultimately we know it's not just the city that plays a role in tourism, it really is our broader community. Also in 2025, we launched a new partnership with the Oregon Coast Council of the Arts. We transitioned public arts from the city over to the Oregon Coast Council for the Arts, because they really are the experts, right? They do art, that's what they know, and they've been off and running. In addition, in partnership with them and the Nye Beach Neighborhood Association, we piloted a crosswalk painting project. You'll see it on the screen here. It's beautiful, really bright. The idea is that, and a lot of other cities do this, you can create beauty and color by using the street, right? Using your street and sidewalk as a canvas for art. So this was a pilot project. We learned a lot. We do a few things differently next time. We are working on building out a program so that this can be something sustainable that we can bring across the city in the future. Additionally, we're partnering with Thompson's on new trash cans, which is my theme for this year is new trash cans. You know those big gray ones around town? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. We're gonna have some replaced with some decorative trash cans. They're actually going to be wrapped with some artwork that students are currently doing. It's really exciting. Most of them will be located in City Center. We'll also have a few outside the Performing Arts Center. And then also when we launch our new South Beach placemaking project, it will all be redone. We'll have all new trash cans there as well with our. And last I have up here is we're doing a lot and we're still trying to figure out what other beautification opportunities there are. All right, let's look internal into the organization. I think Mike can attest to this. In the last year, we really revamped how we do employee recruitment. We know it was taking a while to get people onboarded. We were on a hard time hiring, and so we've completely revamped that. Shannon just pulled the numbers. She's hired 60 people since our HR director started a year ago. And we've really hired some great people, and so I'm really proud of what we've done there. We also are trying to enhance our professional development opportunities through more training, and we're going to plan a volunteer fair probably in the spring to promote engagement and again to really advertise and communicate better with the community about what opportunities exist for you to volunteer. In our emergency preparedness category, we recently updated our wildfire plan. We hosted a 9-week CERT class. We're going to be hosting another one later this year, and we actually just applied for a grant for solar power to serve as a backup, because we're always thinking about what do we need as a city organization when it comes to emergencies. And last but not least, I'll touch on housing here for a minute. This year we are assisting, the city is assisting with 2 affordable housing projects. One is a 38 unit, and then we're also covering building fees for a 90 unit market rate project. And that's been really helpful for the city to have this resource. This was stood up many years ago. But for us to have the funds through SDCs and through our excise tax to be able to contribute to this project really gets them across the finish line, right? It's that little extra that makes that project pencil and that can make these things happen. And we know we have goals for housing here. We know that there's a challenge with housing. So we're glad to see there is some building happening, even in a really tough environment right now. And again, it's really hopeful that the city can bring some dollars to the table. We also recently attained a grant to help with something that's called a rental housing maintenance code. Has anyone heard of this? So other cities have this, but essentially it's a code that provides kind of guidance and rules around rental properties and the condition that they must be maintained at. It will provide the city with more tools to make sure that our rental properties are in good condition and that they're properties that are appropriate for renters to be in. Again, other cities have done this. What we'll be learning through the grant process is what does a good toolkit look like? And then how would we fund this kind of program? Because it does require staff to go out, look at the rental properties, right? And make sure they're up to code. So it will take some work, but we're researching it to see how we can pull that off here in Newport. Okay, and last but not least, connect with us. Please visit our new website, check it out. It's a work in progress. Our communications director always says, he says, we welcome feedback. So if you can't find something, or if you're like, oh, I wish this was in a different place, please let us know. And please follow us on all of our social media accounts. It's the best way to know what's going on. Currently, our mayor provides a video once every 3-ish weeks on updates regarding the helicopter and the ice situation. So if you want to know what's going on, I recommend that you follow us on social. And that is my presentation. I'm happy to take questions. I think if we have time, but I'm not in charge, so I don't know.
Thank you for being here.
Oh,
I have a question. I have a question.
I'm facing out.
I saw that you have on there Southwest 10th is going to be paved in conjunction with Samaritan. Does that mean that they're going to put the water tank at the top?
Ooh, I'd have to get back to you. Amy knows the answer to that. There you go.
Go for it. You're on your committee, yeah. The water resiliency project, we decided a while ago that it's not going to be at the top of the hill. It's going to be in the parking lot behind, so on the east part of the campus of Samaritan. For a number of reasons, more expensive up there, and we had a lot of neighbor pushback, so we did a lot of, but right now we're trying to figure out funding for that because we had approved FEMA funding for that, and we have not gotten any response from them. So we're looking at low interest loans to move that project forward because it was a reimbursable grant. And we've already, as a district, spent $500,000. So we're in kind of a pickle, but we'll figure it out. But we will have it. We're just not sure the timeline totally. So
You're going to pave Southwest 10th anyway?
Yep. And we're also looking at putting a housing project on that bare lot that we bought there. So Capri Architecture, we worked with them and we developed a plan for 6 housing units. They're all single bedroom for our residents that are at Samaritan or employees. And we have just gone out for bid on that. So.
Thank you, Nina. That was a wonderful presentation. I really appreciate the fact that Jan did, our mayor did when there were problems with ice and everything else. And I know that a lot of people attended that session of city council. It was amazing. So I want to thank you for that. I served on the budget committee for 3 years and have rolled off of it now. But I have a question for you. Why aren't you a member of this club? Yes.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Good question. Yeah. I think she was gonna ask you the same question. She already asked me, yeah.
My question is summertime on Highway 101 going south and north, right from the city hall all the way up to Peak and Pancake. People like to turn left.
Yeah.
And it blocks up the whole traffic past the light sometimes on 10120. Is there a way that we can put signs, no left turns?
Yeah, maybe. Also, that's something, we're always looking at areas where we can kind of increase what we call our traffic control. So, you know, that's something we can do as well. Recently, I think it was a few months ago, we just did a, Marshall, you might know the term, technical term better than I do, whatever, our little traffic, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Marshall doesn't know.
Crosswalk?
No, but it's like the crosswalk, like a sting almost, but not a sting, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that we can catch drivers, you know, not following the rules and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So that's always something that we could look at for that too.
So if they make that into a one-on-one, or one-way.
That's a very long-term project.
So I think I had a couple questions, but first with the what you're gonna try to do with the rentals. Have you guys worked that through yet with kind of the rules for the teeth for it?
Not yet, no, we just got the grant, so we're really early on. I mean, we did pull some examples from what other cities have done. The city of Gresham, where I came before here, had done it, and it was a very successful program. So we have good examples, but yeah, we're just starting the project. So.
We don't.
With the county, so we've tried to incorporate some teeth into it because the teeth that were there were useless, you know, they were 50 years ago. Don't make any sense. I'll probably try to reach out and see what you guys are gonna do with that too.
Yeah.
Let's see, I did have another one. Dam. I'm just gonna ask if there's been any.
The dam.
Yeah.
No dam on it.
Dam, you don't have to find me.
No, thank you for that question. Yes, as it sounds like most of you know, we have a dam problem. We have two dams that are our sole source of water, and our state goes out and inspects them every year. And the state has said that you need to fix them. They're not seismically resilient, and one of them is leaking. So the city has been working on it for a very long time. Unfortunately, due to the escalation of construction prices, we recently learned that the solution that we had been working on that we thought cost a lot less is going to cost about $120 million, which you can imagine the city does not have the money for. So we are doing what's called an alternatives analysis, where we look at what other options we have to make sure that our system is seismically resilient and can provide water to all of Newport. So that's supposed to wrap up in March, so here pretty shortly. And the goal is for the outcome of the analysis will have a list of options, right? Here are things you can do that will still make sure you are seismically resilient and have good water. And then our city council will be responsible for choosing whether we go with the one we've been working on or if we need to pivot to a different solution. But ultimately, you know, we want to make sure that it's a solution that still solves for the problem, but also is financially feasible, because the state is saying, hey, Newport, you need to do something to fix that. So.
When it comes to jump off Joe's, is that a state problem or a city problem?
Now define problem.
The land mass crack that the whole foundation is shifting and falling.
That is not us.
That's
I know that for sure. That's not us.
big problem.
Yes, yeah. The county. I didn't want to throw Brian under the bus, but.
I didn't really. For some reason, the county agreed to take that from the city at some point. That's a really, really bad idea. But, you know, to be honest with you, it's probably gonna be a problem. Eventually, but yeah, it's all gonna end up at the bottom.
Right, well, I just think that's a big chunk of concrete that end up on the beach. Mine is that's like, no litter on the beach, and that's the giant foundation from 100 years ago, correct?
That's our new art program.
But moving is a big problem too. Once it does.
But that is something, to your point, Brian, we can work on together. You know, there's a lot of points in Newport where it's, you know, city property runs into county property, and we're constantly working together, you know, whether it is a city owned or county owned, we're constantly working together on this project.
commons area, because then you include the school district.
Yeah.
Or you think like the high school track is on the high school property, but 100 meters of it is not. It's, and you think that the parking lot or the, you know, where the pick of the litter is and all is county property. It's not. You'd think that the city and the county and the school isn't the southern border, that road. It's not. Everything's moved. It's halfway out into the road. It's all very complicated and issues that were just kicked down the road over and over again, and it seemed really strange. Yeah, one of my goals is to try to get some of the things cleaned up so that when the city needs to work under that road, it actually can without asking permission from the property owner. I have no idea why the county has it all the way almost across the road. It makes no sense. We don't maintain the road and what do with it. But fortunately, according to the property, so you can't get a contractor to come in and work on it. You know, and somebody can't say, come in and work on this, and they say, well, you don't own the property. You can't authorize me to work on it. It creates some liability issues and all, and it's just, yeah, there's a lot of messes around it that need to be cleaned up.
Yeah, I just want everyone to know that our Rotary Club is working with the city to get 3 water refill stations. Mike assures me that they will be up and running this summer when the tourists hit. Basically, there's gonna be signage there. And it'll talk about the evils of microplastic and plastic in general, but it'll also encourage people to not use single-use plastic and to refill their bottles. And it's even got a little thing for dogs to get their a dog watering thing. It's really kind of cool. It's a 3-in-1 water fountain.
I have a question. What happens if the bridge goes down? Because I know. Because I know. Because, over the state engineer, they come over and study our bridge. And I know people have said, you don't want to know what they say about that bridge. But do you have a plan? How will you get around it?
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't go down. Also, technically speaking, it's on the list for ODOT to work on. Technically speaking, it's not on the top of the list, but it's on the list. So the state is aware that there is some rehabilitation that needs to happen with the bridge. It's just gonna take a little while to get the money to go.
I had, I forget what city manager, not the ones in here, but our property is across that way, and they looked into cutting through, because you can get from Toledo. Yeah. Through our property, down 98th Street or Phil Creek, so just. to let
Now
you
we know we need to, but like, please knock on wood everywhere. So it doesn't. We're hoping it doesn't.
Good spot, we're stopping tomorrow.
And we're not for
Can
Michelle.
I get the last word? Hi, I'm Marshall, friend of Nina Vetter. I just want to say, I don't have a question for you. You got plenty of those today, but I want you to know how much I appreciate you because I want you all to recognize we have a city manager who is not only 100% bought into this community, lives in this community, and frequents every one of our businesses in this community. She is everywhere, and I want to say I appreciate how vested you are in our community. So thank you.
And Nina, one of the main goals for Rotary is to eradicate polio. So thanks for presenting today and providing all this information. We're going to vaccinate 50 kids in your name against polio.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, really, thank you. A lot of great information, and nobody asked about the parking, which I'm sure she.
Thank you.
All I want to say is I want to be able to pay with Apple Pay or something a little quicker. But I know that that's part of the looking at creating revenue streams to actually deal with, because everybody wants, you talk to the contractors and stuff like that. One of the things that make it cheaper to build, is to extend the urban growth boundaries of the city. But they've got to balance that with updating and maintaining what's already existing without raising rates a whole lot. So it's a really tough balancing project to try to expand to make so that a developer or builder doesn't have to price all that in. They have to price, running sewer lines, running all that stuff everywhere. If the developer has to do that, they have to pass that on. Becomes not affordable housing or all the other, it's not economically feasible to do it. So when the city can do it, it helps a lot, but it's a very tough balancing act. The county runs into that too, not anywhere near on the same level as the city, since their utilities include sewer lines and the real expensive stuff. But with that, I do want to make a couple quick announcements. I know Amy already talked about the seafood and wine, but please sign up for that. It is coming up soon, February 19th to 22nd, and other organizations are signing up. It looked like it filled in a lot more than when I signed up. It seemed to be filling in pretty fast. And that exchange student weekend is March 13th through 15th. Again, I talked about it a little bit last time. It's not a huge commitment. It is having kids in your place overnight. And usually providing like breakfast for them. But then they're out and about. Sometimes it's, I guess Amy would probably know more, but sometimes it's some rides as well to get to the places, but mainly it's just making sure they have a place to stay and then they've got their activities all day. And I did also want to say, Diane let me know that the vocational lunch for this month has been canceled, so there is not going to be one on the 20th. So usually the third Tuesday. But expect that to be the Tuesdays after that. So with that, I want to open up to other announcements. We'll get to Happy Bucks and all later, but just so regular announcements. Anybody's got any? I did put out the crab crack thing. That's for kind of our partner here at the Pacific for the Historical Society. Today is the last day for the lower price sign up, so but it's still a lot of fun.
I buy Spencer.
Thompson Sanitary Service has a new recycling center. So if we're asking that everybody enter that new recycling center because it's on the south side of our building now. If you enter, just go straight at the stop sign at 73rd and go that way instead of taking a left and going on our driveway. We're going to start rerouting all the traffic that way so that our truck traffic can go on our regular driveway and we won't have as many pedestrians and trucks intermingling. But our new recycling center is inside. There is a full-time recycling attendant. And we will be towards the end of 2026 adding a lot more things that you can drop off there besides the regular glass, e-cycles, paint, all that kind of stuff. So
cool, thank you. Any other announcements? Okay, well then if I could get Diane and Dana to come up here. You can leave your microphone with Amy. So again, one of the great things I get to do is award the Paul Harris recognitions. And so I've got two of those, and this is going to be, I think it's 11 and 12. 11th and 12th for this since July 1st. So it's pretty exciting. For Diane, it's her Paul Harris +7. Wow. For Dana, who's one of our newest members, it's her Paul Harris +1. Sorry,
Thank you.
So thank you again. And,
Thank you,
John.
Thank you.
With that, I'd like to do, so I did put out, I did email and also provide some hard copies of the newsletter. But I'm gonna try to remind people of their anniversaries, their membership anniversaries and birthdays, and also just open it up to regular Happy Bucks, or other announcements, or Sad Bucks if you're a duck.
Okay, I want to know how many have the Rotary pin, not on your lanyard. On. How many? Raise your hand, please. I got mine. There's 1, 2, 3. It's only 4 people.
Is this, do we have it or do we not have it?
You should have had it. You should have got, you would have gotten the joy.
Get one and you put it on, you wear it all day.
Yeah, it would have gone the red bag. Yeah.
So-
You're not.
Yeah.
Everyone that has one, I will give them $5 for your call. So raise your hands.
Can I take it off?
My jacket.
Sorry, Mark. That look great. Okay. So anybody want to be happy about birthdays or anniversaries or anything like that? Oh, go ahead. Megan?
I guess I have 5 those happy bucks. I just have to tout my own self because I gave about 12 hours worth of service to the 60+ center, reorganizing their entire kitchen and back room and making it so you can see everything, it's all labeled, and if you've ever been in that place, it was a disaster. And I will do the next 10 hours in their bottom, in the next few weeks. It's so fun. It is fun.
So as part of, Mike or Nina or anybody can tell you, or myself, part of any kind of government entity, that kind of volunteer help's a big deal because that's not part of like the regular schedule of all of the duties that the minimum number of people they hire, to do these things gets to do. So it always keeps getting put off. So, thank you.
Okay, I promise this is the last time I'm gonna stand up. But our middle daughter turned 21 yesterday, Piper, so I'd like to give $21 to our foundation, celebrate. Please don't buy her a drink.
I make a motion that Mike and Nina should join Rotary. I second. All in favor, say aye.
I'm $68 happy, because of my 68th birthday on January 2nd. Coming with that, I'm gonna add another $40 because I have 20/20 vision now. Because with 68, I had cataract surgery as well. So both eyes, so we're pretty cool. So 40 plus 68.
Thank you, Spencer. Any?
I'm happy Tanya Saxton's in our club and she is the next recipient of our Paul Harris. Thank you for everything you do.
Yeah, Brian was about to call me out, but everybody else was talking at the same time. So I am gonna give my birthday dollars, but I'm going to do them, I'm probably gonna cry, sorry, David. In memory of Tom Roth, who was a volunteer that worked both with Newport Food Pantry and Salvation Army, the Toledo Teen Drop-In Center, and an organization that ministers to children in Ukraine. He passed away this morning in hospital in Ukraine, doing what he loved. And working with the people he loved. So, for the foundation, in the name of Tom Roth for my birthday, $33. Is your birthday tomorrow? Yeah. I was gonna say I didn't miss it. Nope.
So $88 to my Paul Harris in honor of my mother who passed over Christmas. She did the fall and ready hip thing. So but they're both sad and happy bucks because she was really ready to go. Anyway, let them know.
Anybody else? Oh, Mark, I know you got some happy bucks.
No. Next week.
Okay.
Because you're not gonna be here. So,
I'm gonna be, I don't know how much, I'm gonna be $25 happy to the Lincoln County Foundation because the daughter that Keith and I never had, our niece Katie, got married in December. I recorded it on Zoom. It was in Colorado. And next week I am going, she's having a baby at the end of February, and next week I'll be in Colorado for her baby shower. So anyway, $25 happening.
Okay, it's like about it. Any last minute announcements anybody wants to make? Reminders about anything? Okay, sounds good. Julie is not here, so we're gonna move right on to John with, oh, sorry, Mark. Oh, you didn't tell me.
Member incentive today, you get to pay somebody $5.
Social media.
Yeah, this week's social media award winner is Trevor Bear. He's online.
All right, Trevor.
And last week's winner, we were really behind time, so I forgot to mention Al Fitzpatrick for last week. This week's 50/50 is worth $78.50. And the winner is anybody but Tanya. Please, not Tanya.
Because it says Tanya.
All right. Please pull the number.
The other I wrote him a postcard saying, I haven't been here.
Okay, so with that, I'm just gonna remind everybody that next week is our next meeting here at noon, and our presenter is gonna be our inbound, so always one of the best ones to hear about where somebody's from and what they've been doing here. So Maureen will be here to give a presentation on, I think it's not just on her country, but probably a little bit on what she's been doing here too. So, and I guess I don't know if we can announce that. Is it a done deal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So really congratulations to our youth services club. They, we struggled a little bit with, Maureen's a great kid, but finding the next placement. And that's now set up and we're really excited. It's a great placement with the dolls. A lot of you probably know, how the dolls, so.
It was our 9th family that we asked. So if you guys ever think you want to host or know somebody, we're already gonna try to work on next year. And one of the reasons we didn't have them in place was because we didn't know for sure she was coming with all of the issues with visas this summer. She didn't get approved until a week and a half before she actually came. So we only had the first family set up, which is not the way we usually do it. And it was really difficult. So,
yeah, because a lot of people make plans and stuff. And so if you see the dolls out in the community or anything like that, you thank them. It's great and they're great. They do a lot of stuff. We're in Dancing with the Star, Coastal Stars, stuff like that too. So great couple. They're the, I didn't get to work with them a whole lot, but Zach's a great guy. He's the one, it's their corporation, they do the South County.
they're the garbage people.
Yeah.
I mean, garbage people.
They're a great community partner too. That's where the Lincoln County Animal Shelter down in Walport is. That's land we purchased from the dolls. And they were great about that with pricing and easements and everything like that. They're a great community partner, so.
I have a question. What do we do with the plastic?
It is reusable, but you have to clean it, so I don't know if it's worth that much potable water too. Ask the person with the dam.
Don't let them go.
But yeah, it was.
Garbage, everything, in
Yeah.
a bag,
Yeah.
garbage, everything.
So I get that wasn't our regular plan when we moved here, and it won't be going forward either. It's just kind of a one-off. I don't think we expected individual meals, so I think we expected the family style again, it just didn't happen. But so with that, I will call the meeting to adjourn. Sorry, if we can have it up. I'll take care of it. So I'm gonna lead us in a 5-way test. So if everybody could look at the board, So the five-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it the truth?
second,
Is it fair for all?
third,
Will it build goodwill and friendships?
fourth,
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
and fifth.
Is it honest?
Thank you, everybody.